Car dealers are using crafty methods to get their hands on your car. Hi, I'm Kevin Hunter, the Homework Guy and author of Is That the Best You Can Do? You have arrived at the home of super high intensity training for car buyers. Well, the amazing Elizabeth is back. And you know, Liz, everybody missed you because you missed the show.
Aw, thanks.
Well, Liz and I are going to be talking about the many reports from car buyers that they are getting hit from a dozen different angles by car dealers wanting the car you have sitting right in your driveway.
As our loyal followers know, the Homework Guide channel focuses on preparing car buyers with homework and research to do before the sale. Well, today we're giving you a heads up on a number of methods that car dealers are using to get their hands on your used cars and sharing some reasons why you shouldn't be so quick to let go of them.
Shouldn't be quick to let go of your car at all right now.
No, and if you're new here, you have a lot of catching up to do. There are tons of videos on our channel covering car buying strategies and everything you need to know, from paying for a car with cash to avoiding becoming a victim of fraud at a car dealership. Show us how smart you are and subscribe now and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. The Homework Guy is the best show online and the best car buying advice you can find.
The need for inventory in used cars has pushed many dealers to get creative, and that means they aren't waiting for you to get tired of your car.
No way.
No, they're coming after you. You don't have to be in the market for a car at all. Well, don't be surprised that somehow, some way, a dealer reaches out to you and tells you that they have a buyer for your car, as if that means you should be selling your car right now. So why are they doing this, Liz? Why are car dealers being so aggressive trying to get used cars?
They want more cars, that's why. Large franchise dealerships with multiple storefronts that usually had as many as 1,000 used cars in their combined inventory now only have between 600 and 750. Everybody's inventory is down right now, and dealers want their lots filled up.
That's right. You're also seeing a lot more high mileage cars, as in 100,000 miles or more. For those of you who like to buy older, higher mileage used cars, you're the smart ones.
Yep.
This is actually really good news. If you know what you're doing, or you have a good mechanic you can bounce questions off of, you can get yourself up to speed on which older cars and trucks you should buy and which you should just leave alone. I'm a pro at it and have a lifetime of buying cars to prove it. At least half of the vehicles I have currently parked in my driveway have between 90 and 100,000 miles on the date that I purchased them. And over my lifetime, I've routinely put 150 to 200,000 miles or more on vehicles that already had 90,000 miles on it. You just got to know what to buy, you guys.
Many of us here at the Homework Guide team follow that example too. We don't waste our money on brand new cars.
For those of you who are interested in strategies on buying higher mileage cars, we'll have more on that in another show. Meanwhile, Cox Automotive, which many of you know owns Kelley Blue Book, has reported tremendous growth in instant cash offers. Kelley Blue Book cash offers are up 41% since last year. That's all people who are booking out a car, by the way, used cars. They are also saying that there are a growing number of street purchases. More on that in just a moment.
Another area dealers are hitting us is in lease returns. If you're in a leased vehicle or have leased in the past, you know that's very common for you to get a phone call from the dealer about 90 days before your lease is up.
That's what is typical.
Right. They're just giving you a heads up. Now, people are getting calls 6 to 8 months before the leases are terminating from dealers, begging them to end their leases early.
And many car dealers are aggressively working on their lease databases and calling customers all the way back to 24 months, meaning you still have 2 years left on your 3-year lease, and they're calling you, trying to get you to cash your lease out early. Anybody think that's a good idea?
Quick tip, it's not.
Not in the least bit. If you're unfamiliar with residual value on leases, you really need to get smarter on this subject if you have a leased car currently. The only reason a dealer would ask you to come cash that lease out early is that they're trying to take advantage of you. No secret there. We'll do a separate video for you lease customers on why you should be keeping your lease cars and buying them out at the end of the lease, especially right now. We've mentioned this in recent videos, but for now, don't turn in your lease early, and do buy it yourself at the end of the lease, or think very serious about it at least.
Well, of course, check the current market conditions at the end of your lease and compare it to the residual value. What Kevin is saying will be true a majority of the time, especially in the current market conditions. I just wanted to mention that you should always do your due diligence, so double check when the time comes.
Absolutely. Well, let's move on to talking about these street purchases I mentioned. What the heck is a street purchase, you might ask? Well, some dealer owners say that they're turning their car salesmen into an army of car buyers. Now you might wonder, doesn't a car salesman sell cars? And why would a car salesman want to buy cars?
When a large dealer group like the Premier Automotive Group starts paying their salesmen spiffs up to $400 to find cars and trucks off the street, well, that's how a salesman becomes a car buyer. That's creepy.
Can you imagine getting a $400 spiff as a finder's fee for finding a used car that someone is willing to part with? Well, car dealers and their sales staff are doing it through social media sites With Facebook being one of the common targets, if you notice someone soliciting cars on your favorite social media site, well, that's almost a guarantee to be a car salesman put up to the task by his or her dealership. Liz mentioned the Premier Automotive Group. Well, Troy Duhan from that group is reported to have said that just one of his salesmen brought in 10 cars, count them 10, off the street on behalf of the dealership, and he claims the dealership made over $40,000 in profit off those 10 vehicles. That's 40 grand a copy for those of you doing the math out there.
Well, you know, the favorite line that dealers like to use, we're losing money. Well, this dealership was averaging $4,000 per car on vehicles they just found off the street. And keep in mind, as I mentioned earlier, he was also giving the salesman a $400 spiff for the car. So do some simple math. That's $4,400 per car, plus what they got the customer for in finance with all those lovely finance fees, dealer fees, and unnecessary products. Losing money is a story all of you should be laughing at every time a dealer tries to pull that on you.
That's right. There are 24 franchise stores in the Premier Automotive Group across California, Kansas, Louisiana, Missouri, and Texas. And the dealership is reported to have acquired an average of 20 cars a month off the street per store. Now, that's a total of 240 cars per month from people who had no intention of selling their cars. Man, that is getting really aggressive.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of cars. Who would have thought a car dealer would be chasing you down on Facebook, even when you're not car shopping? You know, nobody likes to go to the car dealership anyhow. Well, now they're coming to you.
It's like a bad, Halloween trick.
That's right.
Also, what are the chances that any of these people got fair market value for their cars? I'm going to guess almost no chance.
Almost no chance.
And what are the odds that these same people now had to go out and buy an exorbitantly high-priced car? I'm going to guess almost all of them. Well, does that sound like a deal any of you really want right now?
Here's another very old method of getting your car from you prematurely, but now dealers have really turned up the heat. We've told you many times that if you bring your vehicle into the service department at a dealership, that you can expect the sales staff to descend on you like vultures and rapidly tell you stories like, we have somebody interested in your car. This, of course, is a pile of nonsense, but it certainly isn't beneath a dealer to give you a storyline now, are they?
No.
To try and get your car away from you, that's what they're trying to do.
An even bigger and more unethical lie dealers have been using recently is having the service managers tell customers that they have a catastrophic problem with their vehicle, making it either unsafe or undrivable.
You can't drive it home. You could get killed, they tell you.
I know. We've received many reports of this, and the interesting thing is when the occasional savvy car buyer gets a lawyer involved, the car magically heals itself and works just fine again. Weird, huh? Or is that just lucky?
Funny how that works, huh? Always get a second opinion on any repair a car dealer claims that you need to have. Anytime a dealer claims there's a problem with your vehicle, especially this catastrophic claim, always have them print out a detailed description along with the cost of the repair they claim the car needs.
Yep, just get it all in writing.
Yes, you want it in writing because, as Liz mentioned, many of those are turning into legal issues with the dealer. In conversation with Dan Whitney of Whitney Law Firm, we've shared some of his videos here on the channel. We've heard stories of dealers manufacturing a catastrophic problem in the service bay, all for the purpose of stealing the car at a fraction of the trade value, and then in turn, selling the customer a new car.
Some of you are also reporting that you're running into major difficulty with dealers who are being ridiculous with how much information they want for you before you even test drive a car.
Don't do that, you guys.
I'm talking about more than just a driver's license. Some dealers are asking for so much information, it's almost like you've already bought the car before you even looked at it or drove it. All I can say is you need to find a different place to buy a car. To dealers like this, I'd be telling them where they could stick those demands.
Liz, does that involve somewhere that doesn't have sunshine?
You're picking up what I'm putting down.
All right. There are also dealers who are claiming that they can't sell you a car unless you have a car or truck to trade in.
Bogus.
This was done by DeNuyer Automotive Family in Michigan, where managing partner Todd DeNuyer said they decided to prioritize cars for local customers. If you come in from outside the area to buy a car, he claims you have to have a trade-in in order to be a car buyer.
Well, with the market being tight and dealers using all these crafty methods to get their hands on your used car, be aware of the fact that the time a used car stays on the lot is actually shorter than it used to be.
That's right.
And that means some cars are being sold before the dealer has even properly inspected them, and that's not a good thing.
Not a good thing at all. According to Mannheim, the big auto auction, if you didn't know, the average number of days cars were on the retail lot in recent months was just 38 days. In the same time frame last year, it was 44 days. The time a car sits in wholesale status has also changed. It used to be 23 days, and now that's just 19 days. With the possibility that cars being sold before they are properly inspected, some of you may be getting cars that haven't been detailed or even had the oil changed.
Wow.
This is a perfect example of a situation where just because you're paying a lot more money for a car, and if you're buying a car right now, people, you are paying a lot more money for that car. Well, it doesn't mean that they're better taken care of and that's a better vehicle, which makes it even more important that you have a car inspection done before you buy a used car from a dealer.
As always, you have to do your homework, and now more than ever. If you appreciate our video today, consider giving us that great big thumbs up, and please leave a comment on our video. Not only do you help others by commenting below, but comments are one of the best ways to boost the search algorithms to help others find this content too.
Exactly.
So add hashtag the homework guy to your comment. If you're on other platforms, look for us out there. There's a list appearing on the screen, and they're linked in the description box below. And if you're new here, as we always remind you, make sure you check out all the other videos we have. We've reached over 45 million people, and you might as well benefit from our great content too.
And if you love what we do and want to contribute with a tip, well, PayPal and Cash App links that you see here will be easy to find in that description box down below. And thanks to all of you who do that, because there's quite a few. But no problem if you can't do a tip. The best way to help us is to help get the word out and share this video with your family and friends so they can get just as lucky as you. And then encourage everyone to subscribe, of course, and ring that notification bell too so you don't miss a thing. The entire Homework Guy team, well, we're all here to represent you, the car buyer. And that's what we do. Thanks everyone for coming back. We'll see you on our next video. You guys rock. I'm Kevin Hunter with the amazing Elizabeth that everybody missed because she missed the show. Well, Liz, we gotta go.